right, Mix 1041 and MixTV.tv. We are joined by our friends from Allon Planning Partners. We have Jay and Brittany Hagey here in the studio. So great to see you all again.
Good morning. Great to see you.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Yes, we're coming up on the big holiday here. Also coming up on the end of the year. You know, it's hard to believe 2023, we're wrapping it up. But this is a great time to review your financial position and possibly improve if you can. So what are some of the best ways to do that?
Well, we are at the end of 2023, which is unbelievable. Time is flying, and we are near Christmas, as you said. And so, like I was telling you guys earlier, this is kind of the Santa Claus list, right? You make your list, you check it twice, and make sure that everything is nice, not naughty, right? Like that everything's in order. And so we've got a few things that we want to list out this morning for our listeners to maybe check in on this time of year, because it's a great time to review what's happened in the past year and to plan for what's going to happen in the coming year. The first thing is you want to review your spending plan. How well did I stay on my spending plan? You know, where am I at as far as did my income change this year? Has my expenses changed? Has inflation went out of control to where our expenses have gone up without us spending really anything extra? So really review your spending plan to make sure that it is on track and that you are in line with what you need to spend and save this time of year. So, and I know this time of year especially, there's a lot of extra spending, you know, with Christmas and things like this. So really is a great time to sit down and review that spending plan before we get to January and say, oh no, now we have to.
Well, yeah, and to make sure that you're not overspending on Christmas, not just the annual budget, right? But okay, so what have we set aside for Christmas so that you're not paying 25% interest rates well into 24 on what you purchased? That's not how you want to give, right? So plan for that is what we're saying. Plan for that. Another way that we can do this is by really maximizing our retirement contributions. So if you have a 401k or an IRA and you have not contributed to those types of accounts yet this year, this is your reminder to do so. Tax benefits come along with that, and you're going to have obviously opportunity to grow that money over time as it's invested, planning for your financial future. So those are a few things that we want to start with to really begin to begin the process.
You want to make sure that we're maximizing those to get the best tax deduction too that we can for this year, to make sure if I've got a little extra money, I can put it into a tax deferred account maybe at work and put away a little bit more, save a little bit more on taxes. Also, involved in that is assessing where your allocations are in your portfolio. How are you invested right now? Does it need to change? Is it still working? Are you still in the same phase of life going into this year that you were last year? Is anything major changing that you need to review your asset allocation?
Have you married? Has there been a death in your family? Anything like, have you had a job change? Have you moved states? Anything that could impact your taxes or your overall financial situation, really something to take a look at. Another thing would be insurance coverage. Do you have proper insurance coverage, or are you overinsured? And have you updated your beneficiaries? That is a big one so many people forget to take a look at, because it's like they set it and leave it, but then something happens and maybe somebody you have named as a beneficiary passes away. We had that happen recently in our lives, and we had to reassess and take a look at some of those things. So this is your reminder. Take a look at your beneficiaries. If anything has changed in your life or those need to be updated, this is your reminder to take care of that before the end of the year.
And along with your allocation planning, this is a great time to look at tax planning before we get to April, right? And so at the end of the year here, if you still have, like we talked about, opportunity to contribute to an IRA or maximize your 401k, or it may be a great time for Roth conversions, which simply means taking some of those tax-deferred dollars and moving them into tax-free buckets, right? So eventually they'll be tax-free. A lot of people don't know they have the opportunity to do that. Maybe you've earned a little less income this year, and it'd be a great time to look at Roth conversions. Now is the time to look at that. That's why we're here. We want to make sure that you're checking these things off the list before the end of the year, so you don't get into 2024 and say, man, I wish I would have, right? And so these are just a few little things that we wanted to bring to attention to the listeners this morning. Like I said, tax planning is a big one in that Roth conversion section. Maybe you can contribute to a HSA, a health savings account, and you haven't done that yet. Now's the time to do it.
Another one would be charitable contributions.
Yes.
Obviously, we're looking at the end of the year, and that's on a lot of our minds. I know we just recently were able to participate in the Empty Stocking Fund.
Such a joy.
4.1 coordinated all that, and Brenda Lawson and the whole team that makes that happen. Just an incredible organization that we were thrilled to be able to be a part, just a little part of that whole mission there. So organizations like that, or maybe you're a church, or maybe a specific vision or mission or nonprofit that you really get behind, there are some tax benefits to that as well. So you can be, it's blessed to give and to receive. So there's also tax benefits that come along with that. And so again, planning is something that you can do even when it comes to generosity. Plan for how you're going to do that, because not only will it make your dollars go farther, but even for the recipient, there's so many tax implications for nonprofit organizations that can make the dollars they receive go farther because of the tax status they have, right? So there's a lot of benefit to that.
And I know we're throwing a lot of out here right now at one time on the airwaves, and there's a lot going on. But ultimately what we're saying is, it's the end of the year. You want to make sure that you're taking an evaluation of where you're at financially and where you want to be financially, right? And so that's where we come in to help. That's where we would love to sit down with you right now before the end of the year, even before we can make some of these few minor tweaks that would actually benefit you in the long run greatly. So you can reach out to us, 423-315-1441, or you can go to allonplanning.com and schedule your appointment right from there. We would love to walk you through the checklist of the end of the year of what we do, and then the beginning of next year, how do we set goals that we're going to be able to get
2024
to. Right.
Yep,
exactly.
Start strong. And the way we do that is we offer complimentary consultation. So there's no charge, there's no fee for that. We just sit down and we have easy conversation. We ask some questions. You may say, well, I don't know what to ask, or I don't know what to say when I get there. That's okay. We've got some questions to begin the conversation, to learn a bit about you, and then you can come with your questions if you do have those, and we'll assess those together. Again, that is completely complimentary.
That's right.
We begin that way, and you can schedule directly from the website or by calling. So again, allonplanning.com is our website, ALLON planning.com, or you can give us a call directly at 423-315-1441.
That's Jay and Brittany Hagey with Allon Planning Partners with some great reminders, some great information for us this morning. You know, this time of year, a lot of people are thinking about their health and things are going to change for next year, but it's important to kind of take inventory of your financial situation as well.
Where we're at. Yeah, where we're at even before we get into next year, because there are some minor tweaks you can make still right now in 2023 that's going to greatly affect your 2024, and that's why we just want people to call in and take advantage of that complimentary consultation with us.
All right. Such great information here this morning. We have Jay and Brittany Hagey with Allon Planning Partners. Again, 423-315-1441 and allonplanning.com. Thank you all both again so much for coming in.
Thank you, Bridget. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Foundations only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. No legal or tax advice is provided. Always consult with a tax professional. All rights reserved.
A Roth conversion may not be suitable for your situation. The primary goal in converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. The information provided is to help you determine whether or not a Roth IRA conversion may be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Please review your retirement savings, tax, and legacy planning strategies with your legal or tax advisor to be sure a Roth IRA conversion fits into your planning strategies.